I told him we should just be friends. He didn't say a word. By the time I got home, I was already blocked. Completely shut out like I never existed. Sounds extreme, doesn't it? But that's exactly how it went down. One sentence, one moment, and in the span of a short drive, I was erased from his world. If you've ever said something with the intention of keeping things gentle, only to watch someone disappear like you screamed at them to leave forever, then you know this feeling. This is for people like us. It started like many stories do, innocent light with no clear definition. We weren't officially together, but we weren't just friends either. We lived in that gray area. Late-night conversations, random texts throughout the day, shared songs, inside jokes, weekends blending into sleepovers. No labels, no pressure, just two people orbiting each other in this undefined space that somehow felt safe. He appeared in my life when I was still mending the pieces of myself. Fresh out of something messy, my heart wasn't whole yet. He didn't sweep me off my feet with grand romantic gestures. Instead, he offered something I hadn't known before, steady presence. He simply showed up, again and again, and for a while, that was enough. But then came the shift, the one no one warns you about. When someone starts falling for you while you're still figuring out how to stand on your own. He never spoke the words, but I saw it in his eyes when I talked about silly things, in how he remembered the smallest details I casually mentioned weeks ago, in how he accepted me, even at my worst, without making me feel like a burden. That's when fear crept in. I saw what he wanted. Something real. Something serious. And I didn't know if I could give that to him. Not because I didn't care, but because I cared more than I could admit. So I did what many do when they're scared. I spoke the sentence people always reach for when they can't handle their own emotions. I think we should just be friends. It wasn't calculated. It wasn't meant to hurt. It simply slipped out. We were sitting in his car, parked outside my apartment. He had just handed me my favorite snack, one I had only briefly mentioned craving days before. He smiled, completely unaware of what was about to hit him. I said it softly, trying to cushion the impact with my tone. He didn't react. No anger, no tears, no argument. Just a slow nod. He let me out of the car without a word, standing outside my apartment. I fumbled with my keys. The cold air stunned my skin. My hands trembled as the weight of what I'd done hit me. I wanted to turn around, to take it all back, to tell him I was scared, not finished. But I didn't. Instead, I walked inside, sat down, opened my phone. His number? Blocked. Instagram? Gone. Messages? Undelivered. Twitter? Unfollowed. It was as if I never existed, like he had carefully erased every trace of me in mere minutes. The first wave was shock, then panic, and finally, a hollow ache deep in my chest where guilt and grief tangled themselves around my heart. I never imagined it would end so absolutely. I thought we might slowly drift apart, checking occasionally, remain loosely connected in that weird not together but not gone space. But he didn't leave any room for that. He cut me out clean, like tearing a page from a book he refused to reread. And that cut deeper than I expected. For days, I tried to convince myself I had done the right thing, that he deserved someone who was sure, that love can't be forced, that I wasn't ready. But the more I repeated these things, the more hollow they sounded. The truth was never that I didn't want him. The truth was that I didn't trust myself to receive the kind of love he was offering. He didn't ask me to chase him or fix anything or prove my worth. He simply wanted me, exactly as I was, and I didn't know how to handle that. I was so used to relationships that demanded pieces of me, that required me to bend and sacrifice just to be enough. But with him, there was none of that. His love was gentle, steady, safe, and that scared me more than anything. So I hid behind the safest excuse I knew, friendship. It's strange how silence can carry more weight than 1,000 words. How being blocked can sting more than being screamed at. He didn't send angry texts or long paragraphs. He didn't demand an explanation. He simply left. And for the first time, I learned what it truly means to realize you're too late. I won't pretend I haven't typed out messages to him. Countless times. Messages that start with hey and end with me erasing every word. Because how do you even begin to apologize to someone who took your sentence as a full stop instead of pause? I want to say, I'm sorry I was afraid. Sorry I used friendship to hide my feelings. Sorry I didn't believe someone could love me without asking me to lose myself. But I never hit send, because maybe he deserves someone who was brave from the start. Someone who didn't have to destroy the connection before realizing its worth. The truth is, I miss him. Not just the idea of him, but him, the way he made my world feel a little more peaceful. The way he listened, as though every word mattered. The way he looked at me like I was whole, even while I was still trying to believe it myself. I don't know if he'll ever read these words. I don't know if I even cross his mind anymore. But by some chance he does see this. I hope he understands. I didn't say just friends, because I didn't care. I said it because I cared so much I didn't know what to do with all that love.